Now, a Vinegar Syndrome movie that doesn't fit in with the rest of the Vinegar Syndrome output is Dominique, otherwise known as Dominique is Dead. Now, this doesn't fit in because it's got a rather fantastic cast behind it. Stars Cliff Robertson, Judy Gleason in it. It's got Jenny Agutter in it. Wonderful cast. Directed by the same man that directed Logan's Run. It just seems to be one of those lost 70s, really fantastic movies that you never really hear people talking about. Dominique's the title character, and she is this woman living at home with her husband, Cliff Robinson, and it feels very much that she's been gaslit at the start of this one. She's been made to think that she's doing things that she's not, that she's kind of losing the plot a little bit, and early on in the movie she hangs herself. And she has asked that the will is not read out until her anniversary, which is the 31st of October. And this is at the start of October. And Cliff Robertson's character starts to see and hear things going a little bit funny around the house. The piano starts to play, starts to hear his wife calling him, and starts to see images of her floating down the hallway. And it's a movie that is twisting and turning and changing all the way through it, and it's got a bucket full of atmosphere. It has a giallo sense of a colour palette around it with neon lights, not overpowering the sets, but in the background tinting things nicely. It has lots of wonderful aspects and a story that I feel I don't really want to talk about other than that basic setup, because I think it's a good twisting, turning story, and just I don't want to give away any hints of anything that happens in the movie. But I really enjoyed the performances in this one. I feel that they're very subtle, they're very nuanced, and they feel true to the characters, which is something that always carries a story forward. I love the atmosphere that's created here. The mood and the sense of it is wonderful, and the use of those deep greens and sharp reds as tinted lights and various backgrounds just add an otherworldly feel to the movie completely, and I think that really adds a lot to it. There is twists and turns, some of which I guessed, some of which I didn't. There is moments where you're still not sure of certain characters' inclinations, what they are after, what they are up to, and they become really good surprises later on in the movie. It's a fun, playful film that feels very controlled. It's probably a smaller budget, but doesn't really feel like it, and everything feels very measured in the way it does it. There's even one kill sequence which feels very giallo-esque, because we don't know who's behind it all or why they're behind it. But everything is thought out. It's a fully fledged story where everything comes together in a nice neat bow, but you don't expect it to at the start. I think Cliff Robertson is wonderful as a husband who may have driven his wife to suicide and is now having a guilty conscience put upon him. And it does play with the viewer quite a lot, because it doesn't give you answers on everything straight away. It lets you follow your own instincts on this one and wonder if, is this character having a mental breakdown? Has the guilt got to him? Did he drive his wife to suicide? Does he feel neglectful as a husband? Is that why he is so remorseful now? And it's just so deliciously played that it's one of those movies I can see me watching a lot, just for the set design, for the way things are staged, for the clothes that some of the actors are wearing are wonderful, for the setup and the way the movie's executed. I think it's just done superbly well. And Dominique is dead, or is she, as it says in this, is a wonderfully effective movie. Really well filmed, well acted, well edited. Everything is just so accomplished. And to think it's a movie that I'd never heard of before, but it's one that I'm going to be telling a lot of people about. Have you seen Dominique? Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on the movie, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.